It's my potter's journal on a potter's wheel. Let's make something for storing salt. Not little bits of salt or even bigger bits, but how do you store, your larger bits of salt? Well, today we do it mostly in a cardboard canister, or for pickling in larger amounts, cardboard box in the cabinet. Well, here's some sketches I did. Once upon a time, they saved their salt in something called a salt pig. And don't worry, it's not another book review. I know how much you like those. But I found it in that Slipware Potteries Museum book and the Country Potteries book. Let's see what's going on in the studio today. Here we go, something I said I would never do. A real oddity, a salt pig. And there are two parts to it, so this might take two videos, one to throw them and the next one to put them together. Okay, we might even have to cut a bit out of here to fit it all in. Salt pig. Okay, for storing salt, 1700s, 1800s. We keep it in a box today. Okay, the thing is, you don't want it to get clumpy and moisture, so the idea was earthenware. Earthenware breathes. Now, I don't know about the early pieces, but the pieces I saw, were mostly from like around the 1900s, more or less, from Weatherig's pottery, and very highly decorated. So I'm thinking more, a piece that would be well looked after and put aside. But my original thoughts were that they were, from a time when salt was used more than we do today for preserving meat, when canning, preserving vegetable or food was essential. From what I have discovered, very rare. Because you don't see it in Pennsylvania pottery. It was kind of an exclusive Scotland, Northern England, thing. Not much out of there. So how something like that starts with, something so important in one area, but not much seen anywhere else, I couldn't say. I've also seen them listed in that Slipware Museum's book as a salt kit, but I didn't see that term used anywhere else. It's certainly not a salt cellar, which is an individual table piece, I guess, for before the invention of the salt shaker. But they were meant for, easy access in the kitchen, to be able to just reach in and get a scoop or a teaspoon out, and to keep them protected from, I guess, a time when, kitchens, before the modern kitchen, when you might be using buckets of water to heat, heated on the stove to wash dishes, and you need the salt right there too, and you don't want to splash it in or spill food or batter in, but you need quick access. So something that I really couldn't figure out what is this all about, really did seem to make sense. Now I'm going to do some smaller ones because, today, if somebody does know what it is, Okay, I don't have a huge developed people buying historic pieces market. I've got a, okay, we only want to spend so much market, so I think the little ones have become something that a few potters have had success with. Okay, I don't know if I can get any more up or we're ready to switch over to the rib. I really should have, this is a closed-in form, probably a smart move would have been to make first some bottles and get some practice on closing in. Okay, a form. It's like the Spanish botijo in that it is completely closed in at the top. Okay, and this is when I usually come in with the rib. In somebody else's video, they left all that to trim after the piece being thrown. But I just cut and trimmed that off now. If I would have used the rib, okay, and pushed it into and brought it up, I would have thrown the top out of center. So we'll give this a little bit of shape now. Start bringing that top in a bit. And this may be a bit more of wishful thinking than I can actually do this, but we'll see what happens here. I don't want to bring that out anymore at this point. And maybe the last time we can get in here. Be careful not to drip. Okay, I did leave this fairly thick, and because if it's too thin, it just buckles when you fold it in. That I am pushing in and, okay, squeezing with this finger to bring it up at the same time. And now the same thing here, kind of pushing in with my thumb and getting that top lip between my two fingers. So, like making a jug, or a bottle, or a vase, I should say. And you have to just keep playing with it till you get it in. You do that, it sometimes kicks out a little bit here. And actually, I'm going to bring this down a bit because I think I need more of a neck to bring in. And this is one thing that sometimes you do have to trim the top because as you bring all that in, it can, throw it off. Okay, and here, I'm going to, support that top bit like that, and bring it the final push in to where my finger's just in there, and then hopefully we've got just enough to do it. Just enough to close it in. Okay. And now's when the air inside, okay, will allow you to smooth and even this off. Okay, we did it. Next part. Okay, I did trim that in an upright position. And now the next part, I think I've done a video about that. Okay, and this is, so the jug part is a generous 6 pounds of clay, fairly heavy. This for the, I guess it's the mouth or the throat, the part that you will reach into. since I've never done these before, I made sure there's plenty of clay here, a pound of clay. Doing the smaller versions, which we looked at last week, and I guess we'll again next week when I decorate and assemble these, was really all about determining how much clay you need, production pieces. I've got notes in my journal for how much I use to make a piece, and over the years it changes. Over the years, and these bats are not drilled straight, or I should say have become maybe loose, so this is getting a pretty good wobble in it, but I don't think we're going to let that stop us. We're just going to, okay, push it right through. I really should have looked these over again to see how others have done it. I think we're going to leave a pretty thick, generous, okay, rim around the mouth, because actually I think I've seen some that were thin and that were broken in the museum. So we will leave it. Yeah, you know, they were meant, if and when they were meant, if they were meant to be used, they had to hold up to some rough use. Okay, there we go, the mouth. So we will assemble these in the next video, a couple of sizes. Actually, I'm thinking maybe just in case, I better make a couple of these smaller in case those are too large. Knobs on the top yet, maybe a handle. A handle to hold a salt scoop. And we will decorate them too, so stop back for that and a look and talk about the salt piglets.